a question about Harry Kane, how many goals he's been involved in his last 14 games, all competitions. I'm talking about goals and assists. My guess, for what it's worth, is about 22. I think you're into the 20s.
Yeah.
Andy?
I'm going to go 17.
17, a little bit less.
Yeah.
I'm reliably informed that Leroy just knows. Leroy?
Well, I thought I knew the answer.
Oh.
I thought it was 7 goals and 8 assists, which makes 15. But then Ghost Train Rider got in touch and he said Harry Kane has been directly involved in 16 goals in his last 14 appearances. Which one's correct?
So you're saying how many, Leroy?
I'm saying 15 and Ghost
15?
Train Rider
17,
is saying
You're saying
16.
17 and I said 22.
Yeah.
The answer is 27.
What?
27. He's got 17 goals and 10 assists. That's absolutely frightening. I mean, we're all shocked. I mean, we're all shocked there, aren't we? I thought it was going quite high. I thought it was going to be a lot because they scored a lot in Europe as well. They scored a lot in Europe as well, haven't they, Leroy?
I'm a mate. I am
Lost for
staggered
words.
at that.
Absolutely stunned.
That's
27.
amazing.
He's got 17 goals and 10 assists in his last 14 games.
He needs to improve that, Harry
He needs to
Kane,
get better, doesn't he, Andy?
He
You're
does,
right. He's
yeah.
not good enough. He's just not good
He's been
enough.
slacking a bit lately.
One of the questions about him, though, is he involved in one of the greatest ever combinations? Because he and Son have combined brilliantly this season, haven't they? And then we'll look at the Premier League best goal assist combinations in all time. Kane and Son now only second to Drogba and Lampard.
Well, they're going to get there, aren't they? They are going to become the most lethal combination that we've ever seen playing Premier League football. They've been brilliant this season. They've been so good to watch. They have. They've been excellent. But yeah, not quite there yet.
Not yet, but I'm sure they will be. Let's hear from Harry Kane talking about his strike partner.
Yeah, I think it's 9 goals already this season you've combined for. What has clicked, do you think, between the two of you?
It's hard to say. I think just having more understanding when I'm dropping deep for him to run in behind. Yeah, maybe over the years we kind of both come a little bit deep at times, but yeah, it's just confidence as well. When you're playing well, you just want the next game to come. And even today, it wasn't an amazing assist, but it just kind of fall to the right place, and Sonny was there to put it away.
Telepathic, isn't it? Kane and Son at the moment, they just know what they're doing, don't they?
No, they do. They think literally from the get-go this season, they really have. And the Southampton game was a great example of that, Matt, how that when Harry Kane drops in and picks the ball up in that sort of area there, you can see Son, he's not hanging around. I know where Harry's going to pop this for me. And he's got the awareness, he's got the picture in the back of his mind, he knows where he is. And of course, Son as well has showed great quality with his actual. That is classed as an assist,
but if you're playing close together though as well. I mean, I remember Harry Redknapp when I was at West Ham and thought quite a lot about it. How he worked on strike partnerships. It was different then, wasn't it? Because now we see a lot of single players playing up front on their own, rather than in pairs. He worked so heavily on the front two and being close together and letting little overs, and they just knew where each other was.
And it's interesting that there are certain players that just seem to strike up that rapport, that understanding with a teammate. It doesn't always happen, doesn't always work. We've also seen strikers that have been paired together and it's not quite happened, Matt. But for these two guys, they're very much on the same page.
We saw that list there, didn't we? The goals and assists, and top of that list was Drogba and Lampard. And Andy, when we asked the question to Andy and Leroy, and we were asked to pick our favourite partnership, you automatically went Drogba Lampard.
I picked these two because, again, and you have to apologise for the quality of the pictures because it was a few years ago.
At least it's not you playing in black and white.
I was going to say, it's not black and white. But Frank Lampard, always great ability to get between people, to get the other side of a midfield. Whoops, sorry. It's just always getting himself in great areas.
Do you know, it's funny because people used to ask the question, who was your most difficult opponent, Gerrard or Lampard? Everyone always asked the question, Gerrard or Lampard. Gerrard probably was a more difficult opponent because he would go box to box with you, Frank was a very difficult opponent because he didn't do that. No. He let you go forward because he would be aware of it and he'd be thinking, I can affect the game at the other end when we win possession. That sort of position. Yeah,
but you can see here, I mean, this pass that he actually tries there with the outside of his boot is not necessarily something he was absolutely famed for. But Drogba, when Lampard's got that ball in that sort of amount of room there, Matt, Drogba is very much aware of that. And he's just peeled off the back of the centre half. The ball is perfect. And the big man.
That Kane and SON one, though, wasn't it, as well?
Yeah.
When he gets an assist for a simple pass.
Yeah,
Wide. But it's that closeness of the...
But even so, it's like Frank's first thought there when he picks the ball up. Where is he?
Yeah.
Where is he? I'm gonna feed him the ball because I might get it back. If I don't get it back, I know he's going to be working the goalkeeper. Brilliant.
When we started thinking about partnerships, I thought off the wall a little bit or outside the box because we're talking about goals and assists. I think some of the best partnerships are when I've played in midfield and you complement each other.
Yeah.
I was a runner. I was a box-to-box player, but someone who could pass the ball alongside you, fantastic. And then I thought, what about at the back as well? Because, again, you need different types of personnel, different types of characters and different types of players. I thought Man United in Rio Ferdinand and Nemanja Vidic had an unbelievable partnership because ultimately, and it's not always the case, that Nemanja Vidic would love to do this. Bang.
Battle away.
He just battles away, doesn't he? He wants to go and fight.
Yeah.
And look at that position that Rio's just picked up.
Yeah.
I know Harry Redknapp called him a Rolls Royce. He was a Rolls Royce of a player, but he just awareness of what's around him.
Yeah.
He let Vidic go and attack it the majority of the time. I'll say, sometimes it doesn't work that way. It might have been this side and Rio has to go for the ball and Vidic, comes off around it. But ultimately it was usually Vidic that went and attacked it, wasn't it?
Yep.
And Rio following him behind, centre forward up against Rio and Vidic. You knew you were in a game.
There's been some amazing central defensive combinations. John Terry and Carvalho and Bruce and Pallister at United. Obviously, at the moment now we've got, there's some very, very, very useful partnerships around. But Vidic and Ferdinand, that combination at a time when the game was perhaps a little more physical than it is today, that was very, very good. Those two guys.